So now, good morning, everybody on the live stream, and we'll get things rolling. So we've got. Thanks for getting the list going. Anybody else out there wanting to check in this morning?
Hey Doug, are we gonna? Do you know if Dan's gonna be around today?
I assume so, but I'll check on my phone here. Unless I got something overnight. Was there someone else in there?
WB7DYU.
Oh, good morning, John. WB7DYU. How you doing?
Real fine. I'll be around for the net.
Okay, got you on the list here, and appreciate that. Anybody, and let me check my phone here, Chuck. Yeah, nothing from Dan. So he usually texts if he's not going to be here.
Duncan there, but I think they've moved along.
Yeah. Okay. Double. I don't. I haven't heard from him.
Roger. I'll stand by.
Yeah. Anybody else wanting to check in this morning? K7EME.
K7THW, Doug. I just want to check my voice through the live stream.
All right. Give you a second or two to let the latency go through. And how are we doing?
Doing just fine. I heard my melodious voice, hi. Anyway, good morning. Sounding all good there, Doug.
Okay, awesome. That's terrific. I'm experimenting with headphones here. I'm not sure which I like. I think I'll just keep them by in case I need a little extra boost on the hearing here. But we're gonna turn the speakers back on here. Anyway, so been interesting hearing all the chatter going back and forth this morning, and just beautiful day out there. Looks like, knock on wood, everything, all the meters, all the indicators are rolling. So I think we're ready to go. And I see Dan is now online. So guys, I'm going to swing over toward Silver City and be ready for that.
Yeah, there's a plane lining up there. W7KMV, November Juliet 6 Delta. How copy?
W7KMV, K7ZYP.
Morning, Al.
Good morning, nothing here.
Yeah, there's a plane still a little bit west of Duncan. It's going to duck under south, but it's going to be not in a bad.
There he is.
Hey, Dan, W7KMV, NJ6D.
Good morning, Chuck. How you doing?
Very good. Good signal. You're coming up. That airplane's lined right up. I bet Al can hear you, and so can Doug.
Doug, you there?
I am. Great copy, Dan. Over.
Hey, what a nice signal for a change.
Yes, it's beautiful, and it's also way south of Duncan. I'm surprised, but yeah, absolutely beautiful copy.
Well, a couple other planes in the mix that are a little closer to Tucson, so they might be helping as well.
Yeah, but boy, this is terrific. It's just like you're right across the city. I'll let Chuck take it for a while here. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, I got you loud and clear, Dan. You're S5, easy.
Showing S5 on my meter too, so it sounds really good. Hey, Al, are you out there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well.
Right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. K7ZYP, how you doing there, Dan?
I'm doing well, Al. Yourself?
Well, I'm all right. A little bit tired, though.
Well, you're coming in good. So as that plane sweeps across, of course, it starts to favor you towards the south of Tucson, over.
Yeah, Roger, you're S9, S9. Varying from about S5 to S9, but a good copy. Yeah, I went to the Sierra Vista Hamfest yesterday, over.
Oh, okay. Anything good?
I don't know about that. I sold a bunch of stuff, though.
Oh, well, that's always good. Few more greenbacks in the pocket.
Yeah, Roger. Split with Doug, over.
Okay, sounds like a fun time. That was good. Well, I don't know how long this plane is going to hold up, but we'll see.
Well, it's still holding up pretty well for me in Picture Rocks.
Pretty good. You're doing all right there, Doug.
Yeah, I don't know how much is antenna and how much is airplane, but that plane is further south than I think I've been able to work you before. Yeah, you're starting to drop now. I'll let the other guys take it.
It's still there. It's still there, Dan, over. Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I still have you about S6, S7, something like that. Well, we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do any of the camping this year there, Dan, over. Copy you. Okay, 7373 there, Dan. We'll catch you later on. K7ZYP, back to net.
Yeah, okay. What a great air scatter contact there for all three of us there. I wonder if he'll turn up toward Phoenix there, but I don't. Well, yeah, I gotta move the map to see if there's anybody up that way, any planes up that way. Anyways, I'm gonna turn back toward Phoenix here. Stand by, guys. All right. So that was really a great QSO with Den. Quite a long. Yeah, the plane was just in a really good spot, I guess, and we had a nice little. Actually, with the three of us here in Tucson, and Dan, it was kind of a four-way QSO, which is really rare. Usually, it's not quite so where everybody can copy them. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, let's see if there's any more folks come by the frequency wanting to check in. Yeah, Al, I'm sure sorry that you can't. So the Grand Canyon is out as well?
Yeah, Roger. Yep.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. Well, um, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I hate to disappoint you there.
Well, that's all. That's all right. But we always have such a good time. So, anyways, you will be missed for sure. I see Lynn is on online there lurking. K7HAM, how you doing? Well, he's on the computer anyway. Well, so now it looks like we've got to wait until the Flagstaff And let's see, Prescott's done. Yeah, there may be one or more other ones, Sholo or something. Hamfest coming up, but the next big one, I guess, will be Flagstaff in July, and so we got a little breather from the Hamfests. So there's been a lot of them. So it's probably a good thing to have a little break. K7EME standing by.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, I was curious if you did you locate that at your LNA?
Oh, I haven't had a chance. I did. It was yeah. I haven't had a chance, but I will. I do you want to come get it today?
Yeah, well, only if you had time to look for it. I was gonna like I said, I'm wanting to sort this out, make sure it's that's what it is. I am gonna order a second one, a full up second one.
Oh yeah, yeah, no problem. I will make a point of looking for it here. If you stand by right after I'm pretty sure I know where it's at. I double checked in here, and it's not in my two drawers that I have for the microwave stuff, the relays and everything. I have the 2.3 gig one in here, but not the 10 gig one, and it's on my workbench. Quite certain I know where it's at, but after the net, just hang by for a sec, and I'll run out there and see if I can grab onto it. I'll have it for you today for sure.
All right, well, I appreciate it. No worries. Yeah, I like I said, already ordered spare devices, and I'm going to go ahead and order a second unit just to. I should have one on hand.
Oh yeah, yeah. For something as important as that is in the field, you know that, and they're not super expensive, so it's good to have a spare, especially in LNA.
Yep, yeah, and I think I know what went wrong to knock it out, so I'll get that sorted out.
Yeah, you were mentioning the sequencing there and on CW.
Yep, pretty sure that was it.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yep, I think it does. Anyway, it's interesting. You look at the circuit board in there in detail. There's some art form going on in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's well, you get up to that frequency, and yeah, every where you put the traces and how wide they are, how thick they are, or whatever, spacing and all that, it becomes a little teeny bit of stray capacity becomes big.
Oh, for sure. And then one thing I noticed on those little on the traces, those little fan-shaped filters. Those are basically low-pass filters. But I noticed that some of them have little detents in them where they've gone in and poked at them to tune them up, change the thickness a little bit to change the capacity involved.
Yeah. Okay. Well, glad. At least I'm glad I got a one you can use in the meantime, and that'll help certainly, just for backup while you're waiting for the other stuff to come back. I mean, I also have that amplifier, the 10-watt amplifier, that if something should happen to yours, that one until I get a transmitter, that one's available as a backup as well.
Well, I much appreciated on that. I talked to the guy that actually did the mod on my amplifier, and from that conversation, this thing sounds like it's pretty bulletproof. He says he's used his where he's had a key down at full output for over an hour plus, and nothing happens.
Yeah, but well, you never know into open coax, an accidental key up or something. Are they? Is it protected for that as well?
Yeah, I've got a circulator on the output, so that if there's high reflectivity, I'll toast the circulator, not the amplifier.
Oh, well, that's good. You'll have to tell me about how that works, and I'll definitely add that because I don't have that on my setup. All right, let's see if anybody else has come by the frequency. Lynn, K7HAM, are you on RF yet? Nothing heard. Anybody else out there wanting to check in? Well, that makes it easy. K7EME. All right, so Steve, are you by the microphone? Tell us about this Clegg that you picked up. Have you got any done any testing with it?
Doug, inside the KHW, I just heard you from the other room there.
Yeah, I just was wondering if you've done any testing yet on the Clegg 20 tour.
Negative, Doug, negative. I just put it on the Variac last night. Negative, Doug, negative. I just put it on the Variac.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. And I understand you're having trouble finding information about it. I'm surprised. You would think as many of those as you see at the Hamfests, Clegg models, that you wouldn't have to order a handbook or a manual, excuse me, to find out about them. But it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, well, actually, I found a place manuals online. I don't know, but he sold one for $15, so I ordered it. I don't know what it is, but I did a lot of research, and it just seemed like there isn't a lot of 66, or I think it's called the 99er, which is the 6-meter version. There wasn't any good schematics on it, so this one guy redrew the entire schematic and put it up online, so I got a copy of that. And more than likely, it's very similar to the 22, or kind of like the guns that Communication 4 that I got out there. The 6 and the 2 are almost identical, except for the frequency area.
Yeah. Well, why reinvent the wheel? I suppose. So that's good to know. What a yeah, what an effort by that guy to go back in and reconstruct the schematic from the point-to-point wiring. That is a guy to be commended.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful thing. He made a disclaimer. He says, although I'm pretty sure all the components and stuff are right on the money, but no guarantees. This one in the mail when I get the other one. But the thing fired up fine. I left it a couple hours on the Variac last night, brought it up slowly, and it had a little hum in it, so the electrolytes need to be replaced, which is not a big deal. I need the schematic to make sure and start ordering the capacitors, but it'll be okay. It's a lot nice. It's a beautiful rig. It's like cherry over.
Oh, I could tell from the pictures. So yeah, that's what it's all about. And yeah, you go through and recap it, and maybe check some of the other components and see how she works. But yeah, where I got a question too. Where did you order your crystals for AM, and were you able to have them make up a custom frequency?
Negative. I haven't found anybody to make a custom frequency. I've just been searching and scrounging all over eBay and stuff, and I actually found a total of 2 now on 146.55. So I got one for each radio, but I'm still looking around for that frequency. If I can find any more, I'm just going to go ahead and order it, and then I'll ship you one if I find one. Over.
Well, yeah, because that would be the thing. If we could get a bunch of them, so we'd all be on the same frequency. Otherwise, of course, VFOs. But that would be great if we could get a pile of those all on the same frequency. There used to be a guy that was it AF4K or something like that on the East Coast. Brian or what? I don't forget his name, but anyway, I've ordered crystals from him, but he may be not in business anymore.
I don't know. See if anybody commented, but yeah, I have no idea. They're just few and far between. I mean, and everybody wants to sell them as a lot. Like I have another lead for another 148 of them in a lot. I don't want 8, so I made a really generous offer for one, and they turned me down.
Well, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, well, I'll 146.55. I'll write that down. No, excuse me, 144.55, right?
No, it's 146.55. And that's the only frequency I could find that I could legally not interrupt the repeaters and stuff. That's in the simplex frequency.
Yeah, I wonder how the simplex guys would feel about that. I don't know. I've never heard of anybody doing 146.55. Okay, well, something to mull on for down the road, and maybe keeping an eye out for a 2-meter VFO, 6 and 2 meter. I know there's some of those around. I think I've got a couple of them in the shop, my storage shed for the radios. Anyway. Okay, back to business here. K7EME. Anybody else out there for wanting to check in to the Arizona SWOTnet?
Info?
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
Just a point. The 144.450 frequency is where our little AM net is, so just saying.
Yeah, I have one 2-meter AM crystal, and I think it's not 450. It's some odd. It's like 380, 144, 380, which I mean is so far off that it would be tough. It'd be great if they all could be 144, 450. Then that would be the best.
Yeah, comment there, Doug. There is a beautiful Amico VFO 621 on eBay. Guy wants $99 or best offer. I don't know. You might want to take a look at it, but it's beautiful. It's 6 and 2, and it covers everything there. So anyway, and 220 megacycles too. Interesting.
Yeah, I've got to I've got to clean out sort out all the boat anchor stuff I've got out there. Because I'm pretty certain I've got a Helicrafters HA whatever it is for 6 and 2, and then I may have a Johnson Viking VHF VFO. I know, and I think I also have. Now that I think of it, there's a TR a Night Kit VHF VFO. So I may have several of them, but I'd want to look at those first, if before grabbing another one.
But do you have a heat kit lunchbox? We can have a fun time chasing each other around over.
Yeah. And I hear Mike in there, WD7R. What was that about a lunchbox?
But do you have a Heathkit lunchbox to go along with that collection? WD7R, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mike. Got you on the list here. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I've got the lunchbox. I have an HW17 now as well. a little more less vintage. But that lunchbox is I picked that up in Kansas City. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what more could a ham want then? Anyway, good morning, WD7R.
Yeah, absolutely. What more could you want? I start thinking about it. There's a ton of 2-meter AM radios out there, for certain. So, yeah. Anyway, welcome aboard, Mike.
W7WHB.
Morning, Steve. How are you doing?
I'm doing. Raising the eyelids, getting ready for the net. We'll be here.
All right. Got you firmly entrenched at number 12 on the list. Anybody else? Well, we worked surge again on 432 this week. It was a little bit tougher than the week before, but I got a full exchange of call letters and a signal report that he received. I did not get my signal report, so I guess you couldn't really call it a full QSO, but did get a solid exchange of call letters. So I don't know how that counts, but I don't keep track of that stuff anyway. He was there, and Chuck and I could hear him, and just wasn't as good of a path. But it's there, and it seems to be there every night. So that's something we've learned. Anyway, K7EME standing by for more check-ins for the Arizona SWOT-net.
K7EME, K7SWK.
Yeah, go ahead there, Dave.
Good morning, Doug. Hey, I'm having a little trouble. I lost my cheat sheet, and I'm trying to figure out how to get on live stream. I'm in that AZSWOT Sunday K7EME, but I'm trying to figure out where the live is. It's got all the recorded ones.
Okay, look for type in May 5th. I change the date every week, and so add to the keywords May 5th.
Okay, and that would be right directly behind your call sign, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's behind or yeah, just add that to AZ and then SWOT and then Sunday and then my call letters and then try and type in May. Don't type in 5 because I put it in on the live stream as May 5, May, 5.
Comment.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I posted the URL, the direct URL, Dave, on the instant message on Netlogger. So if you're using Netlogger, you can just click on that. You'll be right on it.
Okay, let me see if I can get on this thing. Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here.
Yeah, you bet. Good signal this morning. What a difference from when you first got on. You really have improved the station there. And Robert, are you by the microphone?
Yes, I am. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you please add Mike in there at number 12, or excuse me, number 13?
Yeah.
Number.
The lucky number.
The amplifier opened up. He's probably working on the amplifier already.
Yeah, tearing into that. Yeah, boy, I tell you. That's that's the thing about these frequencies. Boy, have I learned over the last 5 or 6 years that, and especially with the higher power, the more power you run, the more problems crop up. It's just the nature of the beast. Yeah, like with your truck, exactly. It's we're, we're running a lot of things on the edge, relays and LNAs have to be protected and certainly finals, but it keeps the brain going. Maybe that's a good thing, one of the few, but a good thing. Keeps your brain working.
Or as I like to say, if nothing's broke, you don't have enough stuff.
Well, there you go, Jerry. You're the best example of that.
Ain't it the truth? Sometimes I'm convinced I have too much stuff.
Well, you can't take it with you, so you might as well enjoy it, right?
Absolutely true. And as I've told a couple of my close friends, if I still had my wife, I wouldn't be spending this money on ham radio.
Well, yeah, that's understandable. Certainly, but it's fun to listen to all this new stuff you've been buying and get your opinion on it. And I have something I came across this week that I'm going to bring up in the comment section of the after we get the net started. Just a project that a lot of people might be interested in. I don't know. I'm curious. We'll get some feedback on it. Anyway, a little teaser there.
I'll be waiting in anticipation.
Yeah. Plus, it doesn't cost a lot of money, but it's well. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Thanks, Doug. That's something what I need. Something else to worry about.
Oh yeah, I know. It is what it is. I got my list going for camping. I wanted to clarify when we talked on the phone about camping. You mentioned the 16th, but you said Wednesday, and Wednesday is actually the 15th. So we're still a go on Wednesday, right?
Well, I was thinking about either going up Wednesday or Thursday. I guess I kind of figured Thursday might be okay, but we can get up there and I was going to go up ahead of time and get the spots over.
Well, and I want to do that. And I talked to Jason, and he's okay with going up on Wednesday as well. So I kind of would like to get up there and just have a more relaxed time setting up the station and just enjoying camping, but not having to primarily go on radio gear as well. So I would. I can go up with Jason on Wednesday, and you're welcome to come if you and Marty want to come up on that day, or Thursday that way.
Yeah, Roger. Okay. Well, I was anticipating you coming up here, and then we driving up, so I can go on Wednesday as well.
All right, that will work. Perfect. So yeah, awesome. And now I've got new air conditioning, so I don't have to go 100 miles an hour through Phoenix.
Okay. Yeah, we used to call that the old 440 air conditioning.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But there was a glitch when they thought the pulleys were out of alignment and the belt got jumping around, and that's where the smoke came from. But Turns out, no, it was the air conditioning was about ready to lock up, and for some reason it was going again, but that was another problem. And I kind of thought that was what it was anyway. So I called them the next day. I said, "This AC is not working right. I don't want to leave and have that happen again. Please." Take another look at it, and sure enough.
Oh, very good. Well, must have been the bearing in the clutch, Roger.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, those are notorious for going out after time. Anyway, okay, very good. So no more four windows down, 40 mile an hour, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, we won't be needing to do that.
Roger. All right, N7 meeting.
Anybody else out there? K7EME. Yeah, good morning, Troy. Good to hear you in there. We'll get you on the. Okay, no worries. We'll put you in as put you down as in and out. But good morning to you, and you have a good day.
Must have been a similar type problem, and I remembered that years ago we would replace the clutch and everything on the compressor, but now the only way they do it is they replace the whole thing, which of course is a lot more expensive.
Yeah, it was about $500, unfortunately, but yeah, it was exactly that. It was the clutch, and so it is what it was. But you got to have. I mean, you got to have it. So and I just did not want that thing problems halfway up to. When I need it for camping, and especially with the longer trip up to the canyon.
Yeah, mine would make a squeaking noise when you first started it, and sometimes you could hear a vibration, and that had gone on for some time, but it just kept getting worse. And anyway, mine cost instead of $500, it was $1,000 by the time I was done. But anyway, we got it going, and so. We certainly.
Yeah, well, they needed it yesterday. Yeah, 95 isn't too bad in Arizona before the monsoons hit, but yeah, you got to have it. Driving around, and they got their windows down, and I feel sorry for them. Or some custom, I'm not custom, but classic cars. Of course, they don't have them, but you just drive those in the wintertime. Anyway, sounds good. I'll move the antenna back over toward Phoenix here, and we'll catch you later, Troy.
Okay, 7-3 for the group. K7EME in the group. Clear.
All right, I'm going to head, as long as I'm moving the rotator, we'll go out toward the west a little bit and check out west-northwest, K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. Anybody out that way this morning?
KW7RNX for the Arizona SWOT net.
Boy, I found a good spot for you there, Ron. KW7RNX, how you doing?
Doing well. Set up at Ironwood picnic area this morning, and I think I'm pointed somewhere in the vicinity of Picacho Peak.
Oh, that's why you're so darn strong. Okay, yeah, all right. Ironwood picnic area, very good. Well, you should be able to hear a lot of folks there, and maybe getting. Are you getting a bounce from the Phoenix guys off of Picacho?
I'm not quite sure. I know I could hear Robert when he was calling you a few minutes ago. And could you give me my SWOT number, because I'm going to have to do things manually without Netlogger.
Okay, you are number 15. Number 15.
Roger, Roger. Be standing by for that.
Okay, you're going to be right after Mike, WD7R. So when Mike comes up, WD7R, and hopefully you should be able to hear his signal, then you'll know you're next.
Roger, and I can follow you on the YouTube live stream, so I'll keep track.
Okay, well, there you go. Now you got it figured out. All right, anybody else out that way, as long as I'm aimed over to the west-northwest? All right, I'm going to swing over toward the north, and let's check up that way, K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. And to the northeast, K7EME. Anybody up that way wishing to check into the Arizona SWOT net? And looking to the east, K7EME. Anybody out that way? And we'll try once to the southeast, K7 Echo Mike Echo for the Arizona SWOT net. All right, we're coming back around toward Phoenix again here, and so we're just about there. K7EME. Okay, got a couple text messages here on my phone. I got the first one there was from Jason. He's over in Japan, KK7KNZ, and he's wanting to do some FT8 experimenting. He's in his hotel room, and he's got to catch some sleep here. He was wondering if I had a chance to send a signal to him, but obviously I cannot do that. Anyway, later on we're going to try with FT8, and if anybody's interested, let me know, or let me know, and I can let you know whenever that comes up later on this afternoon. Out of his hotel room over there, and he's had some downtime before his next flight, so a couple days worth, I guess. Anyway, and then good morning to Barry, who just sent a message and saying he's listening on the live stream. So VE4MA, a virtual check-in there. So good morning. So let's see. I see that K7LOL is lurking about. Dave, are you on frequency?
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I am, and I'll be sticking around this morning.
Okay, sounds great. We got you on the list there. Appreciate that, Dave. Anybody else wanting to check in?
KC7KW.
Well, good morning, Andy. How are you doing?
Hey, we're hanging in there. We just thought we would check in for the numbers here this morning, but I want to say good Sunday morning to you, KC7KW.
Yeah, sounds great, Andy. What you been up to lately?
I've been just doing a lot of getting too hot outside projects, trying to get some stuff. My three-wheel car is getting final tweaking done, and that's going to be on the road next week, so I'm very excited about that.
Okay, is that what they call a tail dragger?
Yeah, it's two wheels up front, one in the back, built around the Moto Guzzi motorcycle, so it's the motor tranny and a differential out of a Moto Guzzi motorcycle. Pretty cool little car. I'll have to send you some photos.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Well, enjoy that, and yeah, get it out on the road before it gets too hot, or just leave early in the morning and get up into the high country. Thanks for stopping by, Andy, and we'll put you down as in and out.
It.
All right, another text from Jason. He said he's got a fishing pole out the window with his wire, and he's decoding tons of South Pacific traffic on FT8. I don't know what band that is that he's doing that on, but anyways, so there you go. A radio report from Japan. You heard it here live. Anyways, there we go. Let's see. K7EME for the Arizona SWOTnet. Anybody else around?
Hey, Doug, what frequency are you guys going to be trying with Jason on?
He has a propagation program, and he's going to run it later. So it could be any 10, 15, or 20.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you guys, if it's later in the afternoon, 10 ought to work pretty well, and unless we have a big solar flare. We've had a lot of big solar flares. I'm sure Jerry's going to give us a full report on that. But if you guys do 10, then I can point the Yagi towards Japan and see what happens.
Oh, well, yeah, I would think, and then with the shorter wavelength, his wire would maybe be a little more efficient out there. And I don't know which side of the hotel room or the hotel building or whatever he's on. But earlier when we talked about doing this today, it was 10, 15, or 20. So that's all I know at this point. So he's going to grab some sleep, and then I will let you know as soon as I find anything out.
All right. Well, if I end up jumping over the hill there, we can also coordinate in person.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. And we'll get it all. Oh, you know what? If you could, if you do come over for the 10 gig preamp. Could you bring that 2-meter brick? I wanna fix the final in that. I think I have a spare device for it, and I may take that up camping.
Absolutely. I actually am looking over my shoulder, and I've got eyeballs on it. So yep, I'll put it in.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just was thinking of the logistics of pulling the TE amp and bringing it into the tent and running, so I can run more power on 2 meters, which I still may do, but it's got 75 amp Anderson power poles on there, and I'm not sure if I've got if I can get the connectors in time to make up a cable to run it off the battery bank there. Anyway, so that's my thought process. Anyway, sounds good. Let's see. I see Warren and Emil are both online. Let's get those guys in here. K7CWA. Go ahead, Warren.
K7EME, K7CWA. I'm here with my usual brand, nothing, and here for the Caso and to listen to the X. So there you go.
All right. Well, we got you on the list, and appreciate, as always, you coming by. And so, Emil, how you doing this morning?
Oh, pretty good, Doug. Just got in here and fired things up. Got back from the store, some rolls and whatnot, and read a little bit of newspaper. But anyways, nothing new and exciting here. Just been fussing around the house, and I finally found Jim. What's his name? Steinmetz. I can't remember his golf from Gilbert here. Had an idea. I had that big rolling toolbox. Had my milling machine on it, and when I got it, it had just you had 2 fixed rollers and 2 swiveling ones, and it was really hard to maneuver in the garage where I got it. So, anyways, I figured, how the heck am I going to do this? Well, he suggested putting a floor jack under it, and I jacked it up, and I was able to get one off, and went down to Harbor Freight, and they didn't have anything suitable in stock. But the guy said, check our parts department. And he actually said, check the back of the box and see if there's a part number on it. And sure enough, I did. And I was amazed at the parts department at Harbor Freight. I mean, it has a really extensive list. And found the part number, found the part of the roller, and called them up. And I got 2 of them on the way. So hopefully that'll straighten that out. But it was a really good idea putting the floor jack under it. So what are you up to?
Oh, well, the usual stuff, getting ready for the camping trip next week up to the Rim and doing a radio. I'm getting my 1296 little 140 watt amp ready. I'm going to take that up there. So play around on 1296, and I think we're going to be doing some 10 gig from up there as well. Robert's going to bring his dish. So we're going to go early on Wednesday and see if we can get the coveted best spots for radio. I think we should be able to. So we may be able to do something with that. So we'll see. But fun and games to come. And say hi to Barry. He's listening on the live stream. Emil.
Hi Barry, how you doing? I'm going to give you a phone call. I've got a number I think is good for Canada, but you might, if you think of it, email me your phone number. I got a couple of questions I want to ask you about the Flex 1500. Yeah, so when you're up there, Doug, are you just going to be VHF? Are you going to be on HF? And is there going to be cell coverage there?
Cell coverage, I think there's at least texting, but I'm pretty sure there's texting at least. Robert can comment on that. I don't remember exactly. And then let's see, what was the other thing? Yes, I will have HF 75 meters anyway for the Friday morning and Monday morning group there.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm sure I can catch you on those bands. I seem to remember that where you were last year, if you're at the same spot, I think I'm just totally blocked in that direction. There's a 2-story house right in the way if I point in that direction, but I'll have to check it out again. So, anyways, if you've got the lat lawn or something of that spot, text that to me or something. I'm in the process. I got a computer issue here I got to deal with. I'm kind of scratching my head. Our illustrious Cox people have decided to move to get rid of their email server, and they moved everything over to Yahoo. and I've got I got everything working on the website for Yahoo, but I'm trying to get Outlook and Thunderbird working, which is what I'm used to, and I cannot seem to. I've followed their instructions and it doesn't work, so I've got a contract with Data Doctors, and it's time to have this machine checked out anyway. So I'm going to pull that thing over there tomorrow morning and let them figure it out. It really ticks you off because you go to Yahoo and we've got a helpline, 24-hour helpline. Oh, but you got to pay for it. So I've never heard of such a thing. But anyways, so we'll do that, and I just want to get some stuff transferred over from my main computer to my backup computer here, so I'm not totally dead in the water. But anyways, about 3 or 4 hours of frustration trying to figure out how to make that thing work yesterday and never got anywhere. So I don't know if anybody else with Cox has got the same issue, but I'm really not happy with them, and I don't know that there's any alternative here. So anyways, K7EME, W1GGM.
Okay, very good, Emil. Well, we'll be in touch, and I certainly can give you the exact location so you can pull up the heading on it. I just don't know what it is until I get up there. I don't think I've got it recorded from last year, but I will. I'll do that. Sounds good, and so appreciate you checking in. And if you're around later on, we'll call you there. And let's see. I see a note from Bill, KL7KTO. I don't know if he's listening on the live stream, but I see he's hearing up in Utah. He's hearing faint traffic on 250. So let me St. George. I think he's in the St. George area. And let me see. I don't know if he's listening at the moment, but KL7KTO, KL7KTO, KL7KTO. By any chance, Bill, do you copy K7EME? Over. KL7KTO, KL7KTO, K7EME. Over. Yeah, he's hearing it. He says it sounds like L. I'm doing my best L imitation there, Bill. I'm going to send my call letters. I want to see if you can copy them. So I know you're hearing me. KL7KTO. This is Kilo 7 Echo Mike Echo. Kilo 7 Echo Mike Echo. Kilo 7 Echo Mike Echo. Bill, do you copy? Over. KL7KTO, K7 Echo, Mike Echo, K7 Echo, Mike Echo, K7 Echo, Mike Echo, Tucson calling, and we'll see if you copy. Over. Okay, I'm going to move. We'll see if he heard any of that. I'm going to move over to the north here. Let's get Gene, Lee, excuse me, Gene. I'm thinking of Gene in Prescott. WJ0F, Lee, how you copying? Over.
Not too bad.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I see Bill did hear me call. Okay. Anyway, how you doing up there, Lee? Struggling along with the antenna, but a good copy down here. Yeah, Lee cut out mid-sentence, so hopefully everything's going par for the course lately for Lee there. But Lee, we got you on the list if you're still copying. Okay, I wonder if Bill knows CW. Robert, okay, yeah. He's in anything, but see if it, Robert, can you text him on instant messaging and see if he can do CW, even really slow, and we'll see if we can get him checked in.
Okay, just a second.
All right, awesome. That would be fantastic. And I've got a good beam heading on him then, I guess. And I'm going to pull up let me zoom out on, let's see if we can do some air scatter here too. I'm going to check the airplanes. There's a bunch of them. Holy cow. Yeah, we'll see. KL7KTO, 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 K7EME. Can you do CW? Can you do CW? Over, over. I see Robert texted him. And Mike, KD5NLP, yeah, we got you. I'll get to you in a second here. We're gonna see if we can get this station in Utah. He's hearing me, and we're gonna try to see if I can hear him. Okay, Bill, I understand you're turning the antenna more to the south. KL7KTO, 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 K7EME. Roger, roger, roger. I am standing by for CQ with your call sign. I am standing by for CQ and your call sign. Standing by. K7 Echo, Mike Echo. Over, over, over.
What's your beam heading, Doug?
I am at 350.
Roger.
And sweeping a little bit. Well, I saw a faint trace that was a straight line there, but not sure. KL7KTO, KL7KTO. Try again, try again. Send CW. Try again, CW. Go ahead and go real slow. I understand. No problem, no problem. Slow CW, slow CW. K7 Echo, Mike Echo. Yeah, okay. I saw a trace. I could see a trace, but no copy. But let's see. Robert, just send him a text and have him. Yeah, great. Good job, Robert. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything now. Are you seeing anything, Chuck?
I thought I just heard something way down in there. It was voice, though. It was not. Maybe it was my imagination.
All right, no, I think he's sending CW, so it could be maybe somebody else up there. All right, well, we've got to get back to the net here, but anyway, thank you. If you're still copying, Bill, thank you. We'll try again. We'll try again next week or whenever. Just let us know. We just need an aircraft probably with 200 watts. I know we can do it. We just need a well placed. Airbus A380 would be nice, but that might be too much to ask for. Anyway, so I'm gonna turn back toward Phoenix. K7EME. All right, let's get. Let's see. Mike, KD5NLP. Go ahead. Are you copying?
Yes, I can copy you.
Yeah, okay, I've got you, Mike. And are you going to be able to stick around today?
Yes, sir. I'll be around. I don't know why the signal dropped down last week, and you're not as good as you usually are. You're perfectly readable. This is KD5NLP.
Yeah, I've got better copy on you than I did last Sunday, so no problem. And so we've got you on the list there, Mike. No worries. And let me go backwards here. K7HAM, Lynn, are you by the radio yet? Okay, I know he's lurking there, but haven't heard anything, obviously. Okay, Ken, W7KZM, let's get you in here.
Morning, Mike. Whiskey 7 Kilo Zulu, Mike. How you doing this morning? I'll be sticking around, over.
Perfect. Got you there on the list, so you no problem. We'll catch up with you in a little bit. K7EME. Anybody else out there?
WX7G.
All right, the world is complete. There you are. How you doing up there, Jim?
Doing fine, Doug. Enjoying beautiful weather before it warms up here. Was talking with my brother back in the Midwest, Nebraska to be exact, and they're getting rain up that direction. I'm going, I think I remember what that stuff is, but I wasn't too sure. Anyway, have been having a good time on the radio, lots of love, lots of nets to log into and operate myself, and just been having a good time getting together with fellow hams at breakfast time. Anyways, that's what's been happening up here in the east suburbs of beautiful downtown Gilbert. Back to net control, WX7G.
All right, very good, Jim. Well, thanks for the update, and glad you're doing well. And we have you on the list, number 23. So excellent. Let's see if anybody else is out there as we creep up on the witching moment here in about 9 minutes. K7EME. Yeah, I know. I'm almost positive I saw a CW trace there from Bill. It was at the right time and probably a little bit of minor scatter or something. It was only there for about 2 or 3 seconds, and then poof, it was gone. But with 200 watts, I think we could do CW, certainly digital, but and I just need to hear his call letters, and and that then we'll have him checked into the net. So, Bill, if you're listening on the live stream, that would be a good thing to do as well. If he's listening on the live stream, we can coordinate our transmit times much more easily with just the slight delay that's latency that's there on the stream. Anyway, K7EME for the Arizona SWOT net. Standing by for any more check-ins. And so, Barry, if you're still listening there, we've been working surge 3 times in the last week on 432. A couple, one Wednesday night, and then a couple times during the during the I just got a message here during the Thursday night roundtable. What's on your workbench net? So Chuck and I have been working him fairly regularly over the last week. So three times. Anyways, Bill is sending more CW. Let me. I haven't really been looking. Let's see, Bill. I will take a look. I'll move the antenna over your way. And yeah, Barry, I have done with K7CA. I've had him in here S9 plus on 1296. He's in Las Vegas. So yeah, I have done that, and amazingly good copy. And that was an Airbus A380 that we bounced off of with that one. And that was CW. We could have done sideband on that one as well, easily. But we were doing CW on 1296. That's about a couple of years ago. Anyway, let's see, Robert. I'm going to pause here, go grab something more to drink. We got 3 minutes until the nets start, so I'll let you have it for a couple here while I do that. K7EME.
Roger, roger. This is November 7, Victor Delta for the Arizona SWOT net. Looking for additional check-ins. Please call now. Hey, Lynn, K7EME, are you back by the mic? Over, over.
All right, I am back, and it is time. So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Arizona Sidewinders on 2Net, a member of the National Organization of SWOT Nets. This net is open to any amateurs who have an interest in weak signal modes, primarily SSB, on the VHF and higher bands. Early check-ins start around 1430 Zulu, with the net beginning at 1530. I am Doug, K7EME, located near Tucson in Delta Mike 42, running full legal limit to a pair of 19-element phased Yagis, covering into the surrounding states and northern Mexico, all the way down to Hermosillo. We are live streaming on YouTube. The keywords to use are AZSWOT Sunday, and either K7EME or NJ6D. This live audio feed will help you hear DX and weaker stations if you need a little help there with your receive. We're also on Netlogger with the live check-in list and to send messages. Our website is az-swot.net, and we'll give a big shout out to Robert, November 7 Victor Delta, who designed that website and is also running Netlogger. So now we're going to take a sweep around the compass, and we'll see if we've got anybody out there that we can pick up on the check-ins here. So I'm going to take a look out to the west-northwest, K7EME. Anybody out that way? And we're going to pause on Utah again here. Let's call up toward KL7KTO. Bill, are you copying KL7KTO up in Utah? K7EME, you can respond on CW. Go ahead. And not seeing anything, so we'll go further up to due north, K7EME for the Arizona SWOTnet. And let's check up to the northeast, K7EME for the Arizona SWOTnet. Anybody up that way? Don't know what happened to Ed, N5JEH. We're going to have to rattle his cage a little bit and see if we can get him out of Albuquerque. Looking directly east, K7EME. And to the southeast, K7 Echo, Mike Echo for the Arizona SWOTnet. Anybody out that way? We're missing our couple of usual check-ins, Mike and Jim over in Tucson and Vail, but they must have something going on. Anyway, we're swinging back toward Phoenix here, and we'll get things going. Okay, so let's see. A couple of things to note, and I was teasing about this earlier, but I have just a something I've been seeing on YouTube that was kind of interesting. There is an HT out there, a Quansheng, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, UVK5 or K6. It is an AM/FM dual band that they have made up a firmware board for that will allow it to transmit double sideband. And actually, it'll transmit CW as well, and it will do it wideband, I guess, with the chip that's in there with this firmware board. The price is ridiculous. It's $30 for the handheld and $6 for this firmware board. Very easy to pop it open and put that in. Of course, it doesn't have any band filtering for these other bands, But there's guys that have put this on CB radio, on 40 meters, on 10 meters, whatever. And of course, you know, the emissions are crappy. But it will work, of course, with its normal output, like 5 watts or whatever, on 2 and 70 centimeters double sideband. So you could use it for SSB as an HT. Now, for a total whopping investment of $36, it's might be worth it to get some of those and convert them over. And then for at Hamfests, we could keep track of each other via SSB on 2 meters. You know, at Hamfest. So $36, pretty affordable, and so I'll just throw that out there. I don't know if anybody would be interested in doing that, but I, for one, would be willing to take the plunge and play with it. If nothing else, it would be an interesting toy. So there you go, Quansheng UVK5, and take a look on YouTube. There's some guys in Britain that have been doing some tests, hilltopping and whatever with this thing, and I've been listening to some of the. I mean, you get what you pay for, so it's not the best speaker quality on sideband, but it works. It does work, and it's definitely interesting. Anyway, Sierra Vista Hamfest was yesterday, so we'll get some reports on that. Al, I know, went down there, and Jim, N6CAZ, was down there, and I don't know if anybody else was down there. And we also need some reports from the Microwave Saturday yesterday, which was going on, and we had Joel was over on heliograph, and so I'm wondering if we got any reports. I know we'll have some reports, and certainly from Chuck there and Robert regarding that. We'll get the solar report from Jerry. He's coming up soon here, and I know there's been some M-class and X-class flares and CMEs and whatever the sun has been throwing at us. So interesting to get some reports on that. And I will be gone. Robert will be gone camping from the roughly the 15th through the 21st. So not next Sunday, but the following Sunday. I certainly will be checking into the net from up on the rim. And maybe Al, I know, is not going, and I'm not sure about your status there, Chuck. And we may need someone, Steve, or somebody to fill on Netlogger for that day and that day only. So that is up and coming. So with that, we'll get things rolling. I'll put it up to Robert, N7BD, and take it away.
Okay, very good. K7EME in the SWOT net, November 7 Victor Delta, SWOT number 3051. So, a couple of comments for you. First of all, is Bill, evidently he's either hearing you on the live stream or whatever, but he asked you a question about how to spell that HT that's configurable, so you might come back and spell that when I'm done here. And if you're doing quite well with the new antenna system, you might check to see if KF7TXE can hear you and you can hear him. Now, I'm not sure. I don't know if he was able to transmit yet, but at least you could just, put it down that way. Anyway, yesterday was fun on the microwave activity day. Great contact with Chuck off the mountain, bouncing off of Mount Lemon, and also got a neat contact because I used Mount Lemon to talk to WB6CWN, Frank, who is in Scottsdale. We are blocked from each other because of the North Phoenix Mountains, as well as, not Phoenix Mountains, but Usery Mountains, what I meant, to the northwest of me. But he was quite comfortable about S1, S2, and very, very neat. So it was, down to Tucson and back, so that was pretty cool using it as a reflector. And sorry I missed Joel, but the time got away from me there, and we just got busy doing something else by the time he got set up. So anyway, a lot of fun there. Anyway, let's see what else. Yeah, unfortunately lost my Friday night when I was doing some testing. I lost my 2-meter amplifier, so we got to get that fixed. So if I'm weak, it's because why. Anyway, running the loop, and hopefully everybody can hear me. All right, yeah, good on the camp trip. We'll be having fun for that. And well, again, we'll have to ask somebody to handle the 222 net for me on that Friday, because we'll be gone Wednesday through Monday. All right, I guess that's pretty much it. Back to net, K7EME and 7BD.
Okay, very good on all of that, and I do want to say thanks to Steve and Dave K7LOL and N7THW for posting the links there to Bill up there in Utah. He had the question about the Quansheng there. So yeah, interesting. And Bill, I'm glad you're on the live stream, so I can at least talk directly to you without typing, having Robert type, so we can keep trying on see if we can get you signed in here as well. Anyway, so with that, let's go to Steve N7THW and see what he's got going on with the. Well, he's got a new boat anchor AM rig and a lot of other stuff going on. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, good morning, Sunday morning to everybody. K7EME in the group, N7THW, SWOT number 3663. Yeah, not much. The bands are kind of noisy today. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, it's the first time I've had any noise at all up here. But anyway, everybody still sounds way over themselves. It's all good. Been kind of busy putting a split system heat pump in my Arizona room. You know, it's kind of difficult when you can only work about 4 hours a day and you hit a brick wall and you have to go horizontal for quite some time. So anyway, I'm hoping to finish that today. In fact, I'm going to be going from the radio RF to the live stream on my phone, and I'll be listing the rest of the net probably outside hooking up the refrigeration line. So anyway, that's all well and good. Yeah, 2-meter AM boat anchors. I got the one tube I needed for the Gonset for the second mixer on the receive, and that was the one that had almost no voltage at all. I didn't have a tube checker, so I had to use the old way of doing it from measuring the voltage on the certain pins on the tube. So anyway, I'll put that in sometime. If you ever have a chance, I'll do that. I got the old Clegg 22, or boy, that's a sweet radio, but it's got to have the electrolyte, the capacitors. I got to do a cap job on the whole thing. It's got a hum in it, but anyway, that's we'll see what happens, and we'll get the frequency squared away. But I do have two on that the simplex frequency, 146.55, and that is a simplex conversation we're having. So whatever. Anyway, that's about all I got. Let me see what else. Oh yeah, also Doug, you might want to mention. I think you did. I'm not sure, but. If somebody's on the live stream, they can put notes right there in the live stream. I always put on their notes. So anyway, if they don't have Netlogger running, they can still put notes on the live stream too, and we could share it that way too. So I'm always monitoring that. Anyway, I guess that'll be all for now. K7EME in the group, N7THW. Back to Ned, 7-3.
Okay, well, yeah, good point, and let's refresh that because Netlogger does allow instant messaging, or as they call it, almost instant messaging, and and so that's a good way to send us notes. And I do monitor that. I have a bunch of windows on my screen here that I'm watching that. I'm watching who's lurking. And the aircraft map for air scatter, and also the live stream and the flex. So a lot of stuff to look at, as well as my cell phone here. So it can be a bit of a one-man band at times, trying to trying to, and everybody knows I'm not a good multitasker, but doing my best. Anyways, sounds good on everything. Keep up that work. And yeah, I don't see why you couldn't use AM on the FM simplex frequencies. There's no law against it. I just never thought about it. Let's see. We're going to head over next to Jerry, W5RCQ, and get our solar report. And there's a lot of activity to hear about, Jerry. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Doug. K7EME and the net. W5RCQ, Jerry in Sun City, SWOT number 3662. Well, good morning, all. The sun's been pretty active, down a bit, but there are 7 groups up there today, and sunspot number is 136, which isn't wonderful, but not bad at all. The 10.7 centimeter number is also 136. The first time I've ever seen them the same. Usually the 10.7 centimeter number is a little bit higher. There is a CME on the way from an X-class flare a couple of days ago, and there are a lot of flares expected today from AR number 3663. NOAA says there's a 75% chance of an M-class flare today and a 25% chance of an X-class flare today. So it's been flaring pretty regularly. If you have ham clock, you can watch kind of real time a picture of the sun and also reports, and you can get a graph of the X-ray output and sort of watch it in real time if that interests you. And by the way, ham clock is a free program. Okay, my activities for the last couple of days are involved in motorizing my tower laydown feature. I've been doing so much antenna work recently that cranking the crank was getting to me, and I had bought the equipment so forth a while back, but just hadn't gotten around to it, and decided that since the last few days of reasonable weather are about to expire, it was time to do it. So I got out there and worked my tail off. Of course, it was in the 90s already, and it should be ready to go up. Maybe I'll get it completed today, but I'm making headway on it anyway. And just keep in mind, we're going to have some 85-degree days here in the next few days, so if you got things to do, probably now is the time, because it's kind of probably going to be October before we see 85-degree days again. Oh, and on the walkie-talkie, Quansheng, it's spelled Quansheng. They are available on Amazon for $27.50 delivered. I ordered one. It's supposed to be here today, so for $27, it's worth playing with, but if I don't like it, I can throw it in the trash. Anyway, sounds like an interesting toy. I did look at some of the YouTube videos on it, all kinds of talk about it. Some people are even putting it on CB, but it only has 10 milliwatts output on CB. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be fun. So, with that, back to net, K7EME, W5RCQ.
All right, Jerry. I should have known that you would have already you got one coming today. Wow. So check out that you put that board in it and see how it does. Because the antenna's tuned. It may not be tuned for the low end of 2 meters, but it should put out a couple of watts. Anyways, I would think. And we're not looking for DX here, but I thought it would be fun to have something like that to communicate in the hamfests. And certainly it would be easier because if you're listening on 5.8 or whatever simplex with your handheld and trying to communicate amongst us weak signal guys, you got a lot of other chatter going on there. So why not have our own weak signal frequency? I just thought it would be fun. So I'm going to order one of those as well, and I'll get that board. I guess there's a couple different firmware boards, Jerry. So I don't know which would be the best. I haven't gotten that far along to see what the sideband guys are saying about it. Either one. So there may be differences there. And as cheap as they are, you could order both and put them in. Anyways, so there we go. Let's get to Vince, K7BNE up in Fountain Hills. Vince, take it away. It's all yours.
Thanks, Doug. K7BNE, Vince, Fountain Hills, 3670. Yeah, roger that on that Quanchang. I've been seeing a little bit of YouTube vids on that too. I guess they make two models, UV K5 and a K6. From what I've seen, people tend to prefer the K5 over the newer models. I don't know, but kind of reminds me back when the old Baofangs came out and everybody was kind of slamming them. But you know, I got about 5 or 6 of them darn things, and they work. I mean, I've worked several satellites with that little Baofang. It just blows me away. And I still would use that for the ISS. You just stand out there. The first contact I ever made on satellite was using that Baofang UV5R with the rubber duck antenna. I worked SO50, and I couldn't believe it. That kind of got me hooked on satellites. But now I've worked them so many times, I've kind of taken a break. But on the subject of satellites, there was some news this week from AMSAT Italia. They're taking over quite a bit of the expense of running Green Cube, and with them, and they call it Sapienza University. They vow to keep it up and running, and it's going to be there for a long time. So if anybody had thoughts of trying to work that thing to get some good DX off a satellite, you can take your time. It's not going anywhere, so that's kind of good news. And for me on DX, this week I was kind of playing around, seeing a bunch of stations calling station 3 Delta 2 Charlie Charlie Charlie. And I said, well, I'll give them a call, and I worked them a couple of times, didn't think nothing of it. And I looked it up, and they're on Conway Reef, which I never heard about. It's a huge island, like 1 mile long out in the middle of the South Pacific. How these guys get out there and do that stuff is beyond me. But it's a new grid on, I guess it's its own DX, so that was kind of cool. And getting back to YouTube, I watched a video this morning on the pyramids, and disclaiming the fact that it was built by the ancient Egyptians. And when you watch some of these things, there's no way that Egyptians could have built those things with the tools they had. They try nowadays with the same tools, and they can't do anything. So somebody higher intelligence than we are built them things. I don't care what anybody says. But other than that, everything's good. Yeah, that Conway Reef is still out there if anybody wants to give it a shot for a new grid, and hope everybody has a good week. It's just getting really windy up here right now. I guess they're coming and they're supposed to get stronger today, so I'll send it back to you, Dub. Hope you have a good week. We'll catch you next week, K7BNE.
Yeah, very good, Vince. Yeah, I think it was green-eyed aliens that put that together over there in Cairo. No, who knows? I have seen the pyramids in person and gone down into Cheops there and seen it from the inside. And there, it is very impressive. Those blocks are huge, and when you look at the workmanship, they fit together. They are perfectly fitted. So for being hewn out of stone and how they were fitted together, it is pretty amazing. You got to admit, how did they do that with their technology of the time? Anyway, so there you go. I do want to say hi to KF7TXE Richard down there. Sorry, I meant to do that a couple times ago, listening on the live stream. And Richard, you might comment if you have any way to receive Robert was wondering about that, and we might be able to try with my rebuilt antenna system to see if if you have any path, but I'm not sure if you have received. And also Jim, N6CAZ is there. Jim, are you listening? Do you want to get on the list? Go ahead.
Absolutely, yeah. Sorry about that. We got out of here to take the dogs to the park before I got to check in. So, yep, I'm here for the long haul now. Go ahead and check me in there. N6CAZ.
Okay, perfect. You are on the list. Okay, where do we go next? Let's head to Al, K7ZYP. Al, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, Doug, K7EME, K7EME, K7ZYP. I'll get one of those handy talkies. We'll play with it. Maybe I'll run the net with it sometime. All right. Let's see here. Also, I want to comment on something else, and that one slipped me. Anyway, it's good to see Jim down there at the Hamfest yesterday. I did run into some other folks that I knew, but not anybody that really does this net, or whatever. And I don't know why. Anyway, a good Hamfest. If we want these Hamfests to keep going, people, we need to show up to them. We need to support them. So, I don't know what else to say about that. It wasn't very big, but it was pretty good for the crowd that we had. So, it's not that far. I had a good time down there. Weather was beautiful. Met a lot of interesting people. Had the SWOT banner hanging off the headache rack of my truck, and got quite a few comments on it. I was expecting to hear some people maybe checking the net this morning. Don't know what happened to them. Anyway, met a lot of nice people, had a lot of good conversations and that sort of thing. I didn't have any good food though. My buddy who wanted to go to lunch, he canceled on me, so didn't get any good food yesterday. Did pretty good selling some more Pete stuff, and let's see here, 50 megahertz. You need to keep an eye and see when the MUF gets up high enough to work voice on that. It's kind of quiet out there. Anyway, let's see here. What else? I don't know. That's about all I have at this time. And Doug, I'll cover for you whenever you need me to. 7-3 K7ZYP back to net control.
Okay, thanks, Al. Appreciate that, and just wanted to get the heads up out there for help also for you with Netlogger as well. So, anyways, it's a village effort, group effort, and we'll make it happen. And I certainly will be checking in from up on the rim and see what we can do up there. Let's see. Chuck, you are next. NJ6D, tell us about yesterday's Microwave Activity Day.
All right. Good morning, everybody. NJ6D in the group. Let's see. Microwave Activity Day. We had in spite of my belated notification and organization, we had a pretty decent group of people out and about. I was successful in working Robert and Frank, WB7CWN. That was good. Frank and I actually worked Friday night, just testing his setup. I guess he's been off the air for a while. I spent quite a bit of time with Frank and W6RNJ up in Bullhead City trying to make that path work, but we just could not pull it off. And for some reason, Andy, KC7KW, and I tried to bounce off the mountains, and we just couldn't make it. Not sure. It seems to be a more difficult path between the two of us than, say, Robert and me on that skewed path there. And I don't have my notes in front of me, but I had one other station in the log. But Then something went south on my sequencing on my rig, and I lost my LNA, so I went deaf. But and just shortly after I went deaf, I got a phone call from Joel up on Heliograph Peak, and so while I couldn't hear him, transmit, I did transmit to him, and he could hear my signal, which was nothing short of amazing, because the direct path between my QTH and Heliograph Peak is pretty much right through the Catalina Mountains. But I have a sliver of a window to see the summit of Mount Lemmon, and that was the best path. And he said I was S9 to him. And the other station that got on the air for the first time in a while for terrestrial stuff is W7CJO, Jim. Big time EMEer on 10 centimeters. He's got his portable 10 gig rig up and running. So that was kind of cool. Unfortunately, that was also about the time my LNA went south on me. But expect him to be out and about more often. And let's see. So actually, I worked Frank WB6 CWN twice. Once from his balcony with his 2-watt setup, and another time from up on top of his apartment complex with his 4-watt setup. So Frank and I have a really good path, and it was a really easy copy. And then Steve, KJ7OG, was out and about, but he was late because he had other morning commitments, and so I think a lot of us were already kind of buttoning up when he got on. Then he was over on A Mountain, and it was a little too crazy over there, and also it started getting warm. So that's the synopsis on Microwave Activity Day. Otherwise, let's see what else is going on. Still working on the prepping the concrete pad. I learned something new for all of you guys that may have concrete in your future. So I stained my pad with ferrous sulfate, gives it a nice variegated rust orange look. And I was planning on sealing it this morning. And then I started reading the instructions for the sealant very carefully, and it says that for new concrete that you should wait at least 60 days. That's 60 days, so that the moisture content gets low enough, so you don't have problems with the sealant later down the road. So we're going to wait. Not quite according to what I wanted to do as far as sequencing goes, because I don't want to wait 60 days to get the structure up. So we're going to work it out. But let's see. 6 meters has been interesting. Some good activity with the Eta Aquariids meteor shower, but the FT8 has been spotty at best. I think some of these solar flares that Jerry mentioned are have an effect, but do keep an eye out, because when it goes, it's going to go big, and it'll be strong, and there'll be lots of signals to be had, whether it's FT8 or sideband or whatever. There was one good opening up to the northwest where I did work some sideband, so it's there, but you have to be waiting for it, as Al mentioned just a moment ago. That's about it for me. K7EME in the group, NJ60.
Okay, very good there, Chuck, on all of that. And Robert sent me a message. He's hearing some CW. I wonder if that's KT6KT up there in Las Vegas. Serge, did you try to break in KT6KT, K7EME? Okay, I don't hear him. Was there a CW breaker, CW station trying to break in? K7 Echo, Mike Echo. Okay, Robert, why don't you give them a call since you were hearing it? Maybe it's somebody up that way.
Well, only running 100 watts in the loop, but I definitely heard it. It was brief, but probably aircraft scatter. Anyway, QRZ for the Arizona SWOT net. Anybody on CW, please call now. All right, nothing heard. Anyway, back to net.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, at least it's worth a try. Thanks for the report. We'll be on it. Maybe Serge usually will come in around this time a lot of times as well. So it could have been him. Where do we go next? Let's head over to Jim, W7ADF. Up to you there. How you doing?
Good morning, Doug and the group, W7ADF here. Yeah, doing good. Enjoying the nice mornings and kind of fairly decent days there. So yesterday I was working a little bit on, I got some more of those 4-foot military mast poles, and I assembled my 20-40 meter fan dipole, and anyway, that changed the resonance a little bit, and I got the 40 meter legs working really high, really good, and the 20 meter legs got a real high SWR. So I got to work on that yet. So I'm thinking about setting it up in a different place here in my yard and see if that helps out, and see if I can't get that 20 meter SWR down. Also, I picked up new to me used Yaesu 857, so I got that to play with too. So. Yeah, that's about it from here, radio-wise. So back to you, Doug, K7EME in the group, W7ADF.
All right. Well, sounds like you're getting ready for field day for sure, and yeah, got to get those antennas ready to go. And I'm looking forward to working you guys on field day as well from where you'll be at on the rim. Probably pretty close to where we'll be at next week. Keep up the good work. Let's see, Dave, K7SWK. We'll head over to you next. Go ahead.
K7SWK, Dave in North Phoenix, and SWOT 3729. Hello, Doug, and the rest of the group. I hope everybody is well. Been, of course, playing radio. I've made a lot of contacts and stuff on HF and so on this last week, but haven't had a chance to do much expanding. So what I've been doing a little bit of research on FT8, just not serious about it yet, but just wondering what it has to offer me, if anything. And let's see, I got a little further along with the accountant on Monday, and we're actually waiting for a 2-week period just to see if anything comes in, any checks or bills or anything like that would affect the bottom line. And then I'm going to go back and we're going to go ahead and file with IRS, and this baby will be shut down, and it'll be a memory. I'm looking forward to not having to deal with any more of that. Also, when I talked to everybody last week, I was in atrial fib for about a month, and I'm no stranger to that. That's been on and off in my life for a long time. So I don't get really upset about it. And everybody down at the cath lab at the hospital knows me, and we'll invite some of them over for barbecue. But anyways, I went in on Tuesday, and they gave me a Michael Jackson cocktail, and about a nanosecond after they told me I wasn't going to sleep, they told me that I had converted after they zapped me. And other than a small burn on my front of my chest and on my back that I always seem to get from those stick-on paddles, everything was good. So ticker's beating good now. I'm feeling better, and all is good. I should be looking forward here to retirement. Hopefully, I only have to do this every 2 or 3 years. For some reason, it jumped up on me this year, and I didn't get quite as much out of it as I did the last time. But anyways, that being said, life is good, and I hope you all are doing well. 73 to you, God bless. We'll talk when we can. K7SWK, back to you, Doug.
Okay, very good, Dave. Well, I'm glad they got the old ticker running on all cylinders, and even better, they're all coordinated. So it's kind of like having the antennas back in phase. They're or something like that. Anyways, so good to hear that. I'm glad you're wrapping up the business and everything is falling into place, which it will do. So get to enjoying. Number one priority is enjoy that retirement because it's an awesome thing. Let's see. John is next. WB7DYU. John, go ahead. How are you doing?
K7EME, this is WB7DYU in the group. SWOT number is 3728. I'm still working from the end of my station, I say, for going up on the mountaintop. And going slowly. Had to do a couple of modifications in some of the equipment. And been listening to Jerry talk and everybody else. Haven't got much done. I didn't know about the conference yesterday. So or the day, the microwave day. But I didn't go to the ham fest either. I let it slip my mind totally. So haven't got much more to say. So I'll send it back to you. K7EME, this is WB7DYU.
Okay, John. Well, and by the way, thanks for the email. I'm sorry it took me a couple days to. I didn't see it at first, but we'll definitely keep us posted on that. And when July rolls around and you do that mountain topping, we'll make sure that everybody knows about it that can, and we'll try to give you some activity while you're doing that. And you're going to have a bunch of bands all the way up to 1296, so that will be fun there. So anyway, take her easy. We had Den via air scatter, a really nice extended air scatter contact with actually all of us here in Tucson being able to talk back and forth, kind of a four-way QSO. So that was pretty unusual, and that was fun. Steve, W7WHB, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Well, good morning, Doug, and the rest of the group. This is Steve, Whiskey 7, Whiskey Hotel Bravo, up here in Gilbert, Arizona, SWOT number 3697. And it's real good to get the solar report from Jerry today. We've been really concerned with that because 10 meters has been pretty dead during the daytime hours for the last 2 or 3 weeks now. And it's really affected the operation of the 1010 International Net. That's in Arizona anyway. The East Coast seems to be doing pretty well for 10 meters. It was a pleasure to meet Robert's father last Thursday at the Red Mountain Park. And it was a pleasant surprise and always good to meet a fellow Kansas Cityan. And that was some good stuff. And he's doing pretty good for his age, I will say that. And not much else going on here. We are preparing for field day. We have our camper trailer pretty much ready when we're going to go out a couple times prior to field day and do some testing as far as the radios are concerned. And we're ready. So that's all I got for right now, Doug. It's good to hear everybody in there today. And we'll turn it back over to you. K7EME, this is W7WHB.
Okay, very good, Steve. Fine on everything. Sounds like you're doing well up there. The contingent of guys from Gilbert, and hopefully your 10-meter network won't get too disrupted by all this stuff that Jerry's been talking about with El Sol. So, anyways, you have a good week. We'll catch up with you later there. Mike, WD7R, you are next, and so how are you doing with that new Collins boat anchor up there? You had some time to play with that?
K7EME in the group. Good morning, WD7R. Unfortunately, no. I tell you what, there's always something with home ownership or whatever. But good morning, all. Hope you're doing well. Enjoying the antenna weather today. Yeah, I had plans to play radio yesterday after we cleaned the house, and you know, there were other plans for me. So the washing machine decided to quit. It would not drain the water out, so the pump for the dirty water failed, and so I was dealing with that. And meanwhile, you know how one thing leads to another. Learned that the hot and cold shutoff valves in the wall were corroded. They would not shut off. So I had a bit of a water semi-emergency yesterday with at least 2 trips to Home Depot. We had to cut into the wall, and fortunately it was plumbed with PEX, which is a lot easier to work with than copper, you know, sweating and all that, although I'm fine with soldering. But at any rate, had to replace the shutoff valves and so forth. So yeah, home maintenance has taken precedence over radio this weekend, unfortunately. But thoughts and prayers for NC7K's XYL Gail. She's under the knife today for back surgery. Had a ruptured disc, so she's probably undergoing the procedure right about now. So appreciate your thoughts and prayers for her. We're going to send a meal over probably tomorrow, so ease the burden there for Jeff with his caregiver duties when she comes home on Tuesday or so. But friendly reminder for everyone, this Tuesday is the first Tuesday of May for the swap, the virtual swap net. If you missed the in-person swap meet and you got amateur radio gear you want to sell or list, we'll be happy to take that listing and post it online, 2 different locations. So Tuesday night, 144-250, this frequency, starting to take early check-ins about 6 to 6:15 p.m. and we'll kick off the swap net, and then of course followed with the normal roundtable. So welcome all, and yeah, Doug, that's about all I have. I appreciate you taking this great net, and hope you guys have a great time with the camping trip. We'll try to work you on 3695 if the conditions permit. We'll be on tonight on 3695, by the way. 7-3s, all, WD7R, back to net.
Oh, okay, very good. Yes, I will be on 3695 for sure, and probably again on the 902 because I want to try it with the digital VFO that I've got now up and running. So yes, I'll be doing boat anchor again. So we'll have fun with that. All right, let's see here. We had Troy, WA7ELN, was in and out. So Ron, you are up, KW7RNX, who's operating portable from the Ironwood National Monument, I believe. Go ahead, Ron.
Good morning, K7EME and the SWOT net. This is KW7RNX, and we're operating inside of the Tucson Mountain Park at Ironwood Picnic area. Kind of directly through where Greg is at, so we're pointed about northwest. We're running a 4-beam Yagi at about 15 feet at 50 watts on a FT857D, and evidently getting out to Doug a little better than we normally do, hiding behind the mountains. As far as radio business this week, my 2 projects have been a couple of battery boxes, which I put little touch voltmeter percentage of charge type meters in, and leads too. So I've got those for working portable, and I'm working off my 40 today that's out here. So we're completely battery powered. Other than that, Second Amendment work, got my red dot sight in and zeroed it with a bore scope the other day, so we're anticipating getting that out on the range and dialing it in. So other than that, we're just getting ready to go fishing now. Shine up that fishing pole and give me a call. K7EME, this is KW7RNX from Ironwood Picnic Area.
Okay, Al, did you hear that? All right. Well, if Al pops back in here, we'll certainly remind him about the fishing invite there. Sounds good, Ron. Yeah, you enjoy it and catch some for all of us there. Dave, K7LOL, you're up to bat next. Go ahead.
K7EME from K7LOL. Good morning, Doug and everybody. Number two actually turned my audio equalizer on today, so my audio should be a little bit better than has been in the past. 30 meters was super hot this morning. I had a run of great DX, including Mauritius, which to me is an all-time new one. That was pretty exciting. That's number 245. Bought myself a Astron power supply, 15 amp continuous, just in case a 2-meter amplifier might happen to fall into the shaft at some point in the future. I was doing a lot of reading on meteor scatter, and I don't think I'm going to be pursuing that for a while anyway, until I get a little bit better antenna and a little bit more power. That thing in the list for me today was CW Skimmer. I don't know if anybody familiar with a newer version of that. That's out there on the web again, Curry. That's an old program. Anyway, that's all I've got. So back to you,
Okay, Dave. Good on all of that. Congratulations on the DX on their Mauritius, and you said some other DX as well. So that's good. Always fun. And the new Astron power supply, excellent on that. For getting an amplifier down the road. So you're building. You got the building blocks going on, and that's terrific. Meteor scatter, yeah, it would be hard with a loop. I'm sure you could get some decodes with it, but it might be a little bit difficult. Anyways, but keep up the good work, and I'm anxious to follow along as you build that station out. Let's see. We had Andy, KC7KW, in and out. So let's head over to Apache Junction and get Warren in here. K7CWA. Go ahead, Warren.
Yeah, very good, Doug. Things are just going along. I've been real busy as usual with computer stuff, and not too much on the radio, except for the digital net on 40 meters on Saturday. But it's been good listening here and trying to hear the Utah station. And I have worked Utah on 2 meters once from Mesa here in Arizona. And it was during a contest weekend, and the guy was up on a mountaintop or something. And that was on CW that I worked in. So hearing that other station, it was quite encouraging to me that there is another station up there with some capability trying, so I support that quite a bit. Anyhow, just listening in and enjoying the net. Back to you, K7EME, K7CWA.
Yeah, very good, Warren. Exactly on the Utah stations. I know John. Oh gosh, I can't. It's called John. But anyway, they'll know who I'm talking about. Occasionally has checked in to the net from up in Utah, but there are not that many stations with the ability. AL7BX, George and his wife Linda up there. I've worked George when he's up on the mountain there as well from down here. So they're out there, but it's really encouraging to hear some activity coming in, definitely from up there in Utah. So I'm glad you're enjoying the net this morning, and we'll catch up with you on Sunday. Emil, W1GGM, are you back yet from 432? No. So how about you, Lee? You cut off mid-sentence there. WJ0F, are you back on the air?
Popped back a couple of seconds ago. Jack and I were just signing, and John, W7JM, broke in, and I talked to him for a few minutes. I hadn't talked to him in ages, so it was good that he's still kicking and whatnot. So anyway, not a heck of a lot new here since 45 minutes ago or whenever we talked. I should be on in the morning if I remember to get up in time. It's just gets earlier and earlier, but I've kind of got myself used to it now. I just kind of naturally wake up about 4:30 or so, and I got to remember to put the antenna up again tonight. I didn't do that one Thursday night, I guess, and went out there with a flashlight, and feral cats went scattering all over the place when I went out in the backyard. So anyway, good crowd this morning. I want to say hello to everybody, and I'll give Barry a call a little. Maybe, I don't know if today I got to go check a few things out first, but I'm still scratching my head a little bit on the transverter operation on the Flex. So anyways, I won't hold it. Back to you, K7EME, W1GGM.
Okay, Emil. Yeah, glad you got back, and sounds good on all. Yeah, I'll be there regular as clockwork early on tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you there. So sounds good, and thanks for checking in again there. Appreciate it. Let's see if Lee's back. WJ0F, are you back yet, Lee? Oh, I need to move the antenna here. Hold on. I got to get used to this thing. It's a lot sharper than it was. Lee, WJ0F, are you back on frequency? I think Lee might have had some problems there, so we'll hope everything gets back on track for him. Mike, KD5NLP, it's your turn. Go ahead, Mike. Yeah, go ahead, Mike. I'm just trying to peek up on you. You still there, Mike?
85 NLP, stand by.
He's in there, Doug.
Yeah, he came right up there. I was trying to get a heading on him.
Oh, back again, Doug. Yeah, I didn't come back, so I figured we had the same problem. But, yeah, I think I've got you. I've got the heading right in my antenna. Copy now.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, you came up much more. So everything going okay up there? You feeling a little better this week?
Yes, I am. Not 100%, but definitely much better. Believe it or not, I've been trying to sit in my own bed tonight. I haven't slept in my own bed last night I told them. So we're going to try it. And it should be all right. But no, I do feel much better. It's better than I did. It's been a long road, but I think we turned the corner, and so there's more on about that. But anyway, as far as propagation of the signal, yeah, you're perfectly readable, but it could be just summertime conditions. I mean, that's happened before. But yeah, I'd be interested. You were talking about a handheld sideband radio. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Yeah, I don't know if that was you. I didn't send the name of it again. Let me do that. Somebody asked. I didn't see the call letters on instant messaging. What it is? It's a Quansheng Queen Uniform Alpha November Golf Sierra Hotel Echo November Golf. Kwangshan, and it's a UV K5, Uniform Victor Kilo 5. I think if you just type in Uniform Victor Kilo 5, it'll come up when you do a search on it. And then well, Jerry said Amazon has them for $27, and then for about $6 on eBay, you can get a firmware board that easily goes inside. You take it apart, you pop this board in there, and it will do sideband on 2 meters and 70 centimeters. So plus other bands for primarily receive. But anyway, that's the info on that. And I'll have more information. I'm going to go ahead and order one. Jerry's got one coming. So stay tuned, and we'll have more information later on that. Over. Yeah, it's a Uniform Victor Kilo 5, and then there's a Uniform Victor Kilo 6. I think if you just do a search for that. So Uniform Victor Kilo 5.
I want to try to get back to my own bed, so I'm gonna flip the mattress with her help and try to get a little bit more firmer feel to the mattress. But yeah, that's what's going on here. And we'll turn it back to you, K7EME 85 NLP.
All right, Mike. Well, nothing like having your own bed. That's for sure. And I'm sure once we get back from camping, I'll be saying the same thing. Anyways, thanks for checking in, and maybe catch you later on 3695. All right, well, let's switch down to Marana and Ken, W7KZM. Ken, go ahead. How are you doing?
Very good. Whiskey 7 Kilo Zulu Mike, doing well. I haven't been playing with my antennas as much lately. After a couple of months of playing hooky in the gym, I started working out again, and it really slowed me down. It hurts more than I can say, but not really. You know, I just have to make an excuse. Yeah, so I'm getting back in shape. I don't know if I mentioned that we got 2 cats from the hound, and they're Russian blues. They're really beautiful. They're twins, and it's interesting to see these cats. They're complete different personalities, but we have to take time to see which one is which. Other than that, got my drone, my little drone back out. I've been playing with that. I think I mentioned last time that I nearly killed myself with it, starting it up in the bedroom. But for now, I'm just using the simulator program, and I have the controller for it in the room here. And it's interesting being a fixed wing pilot for all those years. The dual keys are interesting to play with. You know, like throttle is altitude and pitch is speed, and yaw and roller in different places. So yeah, it's a fascinating thing. It's good for the brain because you really have to think and control, so it's eye-hand coordination for an old chap. So otherwise that, I stay with the meetings on Sunday and twice a week with Mike to stay current and do everything. We've had a good week, and I hope everybody else has a nice week. And we'll see you guys later. Whiskey 7 Kilos of the month.
Okay, Ken. Yeah, starting a drone up, a brand new unknown to you drone in your bedroom probably was not a real good idea. I had to chuckle there, but anyways, So have fun with that. Get some sim time in on that, and then go. You can go out in the park operating portable and film yourself from up in the air, or you get some really light antenna wire and you just send the drone up, and you got a long vertical straight up. Maybe you could do that. Anyways, possibilities. Jim, WX7G up in Gilbert, you're next. How was breakfast this morning with your buddies up there?
Well, breakfast is always good, and for some reason I have the good fortune to always find somebody that I enjoy talking with to share breakfast and breakfast time with. Yes, you were right about finding that radio, Doug. Just go to Amazon and type in that Uniform Victor Kilo 5, and it will give you multiple places to buy that at various prices. And then, like you say, download the firmware thing and make that upgrade on there. I have got an idea for the SWOT Club in the new award. You guys with your RVs out there and your RV mobile radio stations, and knowing that Sam's Club has many RVs parked in the parking lot, maybe you guys could start an award for Worked All Sam's Clubs. Something to think about. And you guys are talking about, the pyramids being made by people from other planets. The Atacama Desert is the spaceport for all those people, and then they just transport it over to Egypt because it looks like a good place to build something like that. Anyway, that's what's going on in my head up here in the east suburbs of beautiful downtown Gilbert. This is WX7G SWOT 3666. The Beelzebub of Arizona. Back to net control.
Okay, Jim. Well, yes, that's what I've heard. The big landmark down there for the aliens to land out there in the desert in Chile. Yeah, you heard it here first, guys, and so they. That's all coordinated together. So I'm sure that there will be more forthcoming on this theory, and we'll stay tuned. We'll find out. I wonder if they really have green eyes or if they're purple or whatever. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways. Jim, N6CAZ, you're rounding up the early check-ins here. Well, you're kind of a late check-in, but anyway, let's see what you got going. How was your time down at the Hamfest?
Good morning there, Doug, and everybody on the net. Yeah, kind of doing the tail end today, but missed out the early check-in time. I was up early with the dogs, but they were begging me to go to the park today since they got ignored yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to check in with anybody before I left. Anyway, it was, compared to past events I've been to, it was not as big. The guys inside the clubhouse there commented that they didn't get as many donations this year as they've had in the past. Usually they'll have a lot of stuff that's, test gear or antennas or whatever. And they usually pile the stuff up, they sort it out, test it out, and then they put it on the table inside. And they didn't have as much this year, and he said it was kind of slow. As far as tables outside, it was down to one long aisle for everything, and there was definitely some stuff there, but it's all what people are looking for, really. It's kind of a hit or miss type of thing. Last year I did really well. I sold an R71 receiver, Kenwood all-mode mobile, 751A, and I think I sold an HT that I had. So I did pretty good last year. This year, honestly, I don't remember what I sold. I think maybe like one little wall wart or something for like $2. I mean, I think that was it. My friend from Sierra Vista sold 4 boxes of tubes that he had. He set aside a couple for me, a couple of 6146s and stuff that I knew I could use, good spares to have around. But he had just kind of a mixed match of tubes. People kept looking at him, and eventually a guy came up and bought all 4 boxes from him. So he was happy to get that out of the house, I think. He's got stuff all over his house right now that are things from his father's estate and everything, and mostly tubes right now, but he's got just boxes and boxes of them ready to go. I think he's going to sell most of them on eBay. But anyway, as far as for me, I seem to still be acquiring stuff. I didn't really go in looking for anything in particular, and somehow I still managed to walk away with an HT. I think from Al, I got a 440 rig. Looks like an old crystal-controlled ICOM or something that he had, which I think was from Pete's estate. A couple of antennas. I came down there with a 2-meter vertical that no one's even looked twice at, and I wound up adding a couple of ham sticks to the pile and a couple of Larson VHF mobile antennas. So I keep adding to the stuff that I don't really need, but for some reason I can easily just put out in the garage and have it for when I do need it. But I haven't really found anything, I didn't really find anything that I absolutely had to have down there. And then stuff, like I said, still keeps, someone just, you look at it long enough and all of a sudden somebody gives, here, take it. Like, I don't want to take it home, here you go. My friend Eric wound up with I think it's an HP spectrum analyzer. The guy next to us had it. He wound up giving it to him. He didn't want to bother fixing it. He's got a spare TRT for it and everything. He wound up hauling that home, so he got rid of the tubes and then wound up taking home a project. But he's got room for that stuff too, so he didn't really complain. But whether or not he gets to fixing it, I don't know. But anyway, so overall, we still managed to find something. But at a certain point, you realize the same people have walked by your table like 20 times. They keep hoping they missed something, and eventually they all kind of dissipate, and they go in waiting for the raffle, and then you're just sitting there in the sun with nobody walking around. So good for conversation. I think Al had some good conversations there. He met the guy from Germany. I forget his name and call already, but they were hanging out for a while. And I get to talking to a few people, but after a while you realize you've just been in the sun for too long and it's time to get out of there. So that's usually how it turns out. Anyway, the HT I got seems to be really clean and seems to be working. Came with 2 batteries and an alkaline pack, and I got it for $20. I mean, it's a nice little band ICOM. Got the manual for it too. So, I need another HT like a hole in the head, but I think at this point, once I start getting these things all organized, I'm just going to start selling them on QRZ. I mean, people don't even seem to look twice at them at Hamfest, but I know that somebody out there wants them because you put them on QRZ and they disappear. So, I'm going to be looking at that in the future here. I got to start rolling the projects out of here. There's just too many building up. I'm getting swamped. So, anyway, that's all I got for today. I got a lot of cleanup to do. I'm going to build a shelf unit and start organizing this stuff on it just to get it off my bed. So that's what we got down here, but it was a good turnout and or a good overall turnout, I guess I should say. You got to make the best of what you got. The ones up in Phoenix are definitely bigger. So, but hey, it is what it is. It is getting warmer, so it's good to get out of the sun after a little while. So. All right, with that, good luck to everybody. Have a good day, and hope the band conditions keep going good, and we'll talk to you later. N6CAZ.
Okay, Jim. Yeah, that's what you got to start doing. Building shelves. Yeah, exactly. You can't limit the amount of space for boat anchors, etc. And you got to be efficient about where to put all that stuff. So, and if you're like me, you'll think about selling them, and then they just stay there, and you look at them. I'll hang on to them for a while, and pretty soon you got more and more and more. You got the fever. Anyways, sounds good. Good to hear from you there. And so with that, we're to the bottom of the list. Let's see if we've got any late check-ins for the Arizona SWOTnet. Nothing heard, so we'll shut things down and. Okay, Bill, I see your message just popped up that you're going to send CW. Okay, so, let me move the antenna, and I'm going to listen. So 7-3's all. We'll shut the net down, and I'm going to see if we can hear Bill here. So, Bill, go ahead and start sending CW K7EME. Oh, I see you. I see you.
Oh, I hear him loud and clear.
Yeah, I don't have my keyer set up. Do you? Well, you can't. He can't. Yeah, copy. Bill, Roger, we've got you. Bill, Roger, we've got you. Go ahead and respond with some dashes. Just send a series of dashes. Over. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything now. I'll still stand by. I'm gonna look.
Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
Check out on ear scatter, see if you can pull that off. And if you can get his call sign, we'll put him in the net.
Yeah, okay. Bill, I'm going to switch over to CW and get my filters going and zero in on that. Send your call very slowly. Send your call slowly. Send your call slowly there. And I'm switching over to CW and put my filters in. We're going to see if we can pull your call letters out and get you on the net.
I pulled those call letters out, Doug, so I'm going to go on CW2, and I'll also, if I hear them, I'll send a long series of R's very, very slowly.
Okay, excellent. So we've got, yeah, Chuck got your call. Send your call a number of times. I'm going to CW. Okay, I'm not seeing any more activity, but clearly I saw him. I didn't have my passband wide enough. Anyway, Chuck, thanks for your assist on that. So you got his whole call, and that's all we need. Yeah, that's all we need now. So Bill, congratulations. We got you checked in, and that we got to do this some more. So just an FYI to you, Bill, we I start up the live stream usually about 14:30 Zulu, and so you know, if you're there that early, we have more time to be able to you know, spend looking for aircraft and such. So awesome. Just thanks so much for your patience with us. I definitely saw your signal twice. And I know I would have heard the CW if I'd have had you tuned in, because you were quite solid on the scope, but didn't. I was in upper sideband mode. Anyway, so there we go. We'll wrap it up. I'm going to shut the live stream off. 73s to everybody. K7EME.
Real quick comment, Doug.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, N7HW here. Yeah, I just forgot to, I came back and I forgot to tell both you and Robert that I'll cover Netlogger for whatever.